Packet Tracer Activity 12.9.1. Implement a subnetted IPv6 addressing scheme. In this activity, we're going to be setting up 4 networks with their own IPv6 network. So the top network here, as you notice, is a /64 network. We're not going to be subnetting this down into smaller pieces, which we could. We could take the /64 and break it down into several /65 networks, similar to what we do in IPv4. But to simplify matters here, we're just going to do all /64 down the way. So for this particular one, let me just see if I can make some annotations here. So for our second network here, I don't know what I just did. I must have erased that. That was not what I meant to do. So actually, let me just go over here. So this was the original network that we were going to be using for this activity. What we're going to do is we're just going to increment this to the next /64. So let me just go ahead and copy this, put it down to the next line. So we're going to be going to the next port on the router. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to increase this by a value of 1. So this will be the next /64 network above the current network that we have here. I'm going to skip the serial port, move down to these other two. So the next one, after 9, we're in hex, remember, it'll be an A. And then we'll change this to a B. For the final WAN link, we'll go ahead and we'll make this the C network. So I'll make this a C here. We'll let our ::1 be the router 1 port, but we'll have to change the other one to 2. Because we're using 2 addresses within that range. Now that you've completed the addressing table, we can just go ahead and get back to the normal thing here. Go ahead and set up our router with the appropriate information. So let's enable, and then we'll configure. So the first thing we have to do is do IPv6 routing. Come on, why aren't you working? Unicast routing, that's correct. And then we're going to go to the interfaces, G00. And we're going to do IPv6 address 2001 DB8 ACAD 00C8 ::1/64. So we're also going to be setting up our link local. So we'll do IPv6 address FEAD ::1 link local. So I'll go ahead and I'll set this up for the other interface. I'm just going to make it easier on myself. So make that the link local, but we need to make a slight change here. This will be the /9 network. So let me go over to the other router, do the same thing. So enable the router, go to the configuration. We'll then do an IPv6 unicast routing, turn on routing. Then we'll go to the G0/0 interface, and then IPv6 ADDRESS 1:DB8 :ACAD 00CA 1/64 IPv6 address E80::1 link local, and let's go to the other interface G0/1, do the link local, and then we'll do the other one. This is a B. And let's go ahead, let's go back to the first one, because now I realize I forgot to turn on the interfaces. So let's go back to interface G0/0, no shutdown. And then we'll go to interface G0/1, no shutdown. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up the last interface, the serial interface. And we'll make this, where is it? IPv6 ACAD C. This is my first one. We'll do our link local here. And then I'm going to do a no shutdown. Let's go back over to router 2. Go back through the same process. So int G0/0, no shutdown. Int G0/1, no shutdown. And int S0/0/0. So we'll go ahead, and this one will be the /2 of the C network and the link local. So now at this point, we've configured all of the devices, although it looks like I may have forgot to turn on serial 01 and on each, serial 00 on each of the routers. So let me go check on that. So let's look here. Oh, it looks like they were actually up initially, so let's go ahead and turn that one back on. And did this one, did I even turn it off? Doesn't look like it. Let's do a do show running config. Look at my, so this one is shut down. So let's do a int 0/0/0, no shutdown. There we go. So now our links are all up and running. So the last thing I'm going to do here is to verify connectivity, but one more thing I need to do is I need to go to the hosts, to the IPv6. I'm not going to give them IPv6 addresses. I'm just going to let the system automatically configure them for me. So I'll go to each of the devices, turn on the auto configuration, and there we go. So now we have addresses for each of these. So let's see if we'll start with PC1, and we'll try to go to PC2. So let me close that, go to a command prompt. Let's do a ping. So this is 2001 DB8 ACAD C9 2001 C7 FF FE66 86 E9. Let's see if I typed it right. There we go. So PC1 and PC2 are talking to one another. Let's go ahead and see if I can talk across the routers to the other one here. So let me pull this back up, because probably a big portion of it is the same. This is C. I think that's a B. So CB 2E0 A3 FF FE E 2 16CB. There, I actually typed it right. All right, so now everything's up and running. We have given each of our 4 networks its own IPv6 address range and linked them together successfully. This ends this video.